This is a video of my first real trip on a Fliteboard, where I left my house on Hunts Point on the east side of Lake Washington and travel across the lake to the west side. It's about 2.5, 3 miles, I think, so it's not terribly long. I think I still had 80% of battery or something when I ended up getting there. I was leaving the house. It looked pretty calm in Cozy Cove when I left, but it was not that calm in the lake, and especially when I came home, the weather was not doing good. So real soon here's a fall that I took right after leaving the house. I think my stance was just way too far back, and the board just jumped out of the water. Trying to adjust the camera. This is the first time I've mounted the camera on the nose of the Fliteboard. It seemed to hold on real well, even though I crashed the board. The camera never came off. But I had a little safety float tied to it just in case. Here comes the speed up. Try to bail out away from the board so you don't hit anything. So, oh well.
Try that again. My weight was too far back.
Alright, so finally getting underway again and standing up. Trying to wait for the board to increase its speed, and then so I can start to plane on the surface and then lift off the surface with the wing flying under the water. Alright, and proceed on our trip. Heading across to, that's the tip of Hunts Point there, just passed. Started to get a little bit choppier as I got out into the bigger part of the lake. The waves started to rise up a little bit more. It was a lot less calm out in the main lake, and once I left Cozy Cove. Yeah, the speed here is about 26 kilometers an hour, which is close to 15 miles an hour. So it feels really fast, really slow to the water. Alright, and I finally made it pretty much all the way across. I am not very good at getting off the board, slowing it down, and getting off gracefully. I need to work on this. Let's see, I just pretty much just bailed out. Boom. I'm going to go catch the board as it drifts away from me.
Hey!
Okay, I had a quick little lunch and visited my friends Jim and Sheila, and it's time to head back. Now, by this time, I had stayed there for about an hour, and the wind had picked up. It was getting a lot choppier, as you can see. Waves they were, it's hard to tell always on video or camera, like what the wave like. I think these waves were about 1 foot, maybe a little less than a foot. That's still a lot choppier than I'm used to. So I'm trying to decide whether I can actually stand and ride through these waves, since I haven't really ridden a Fliteboard on waves like this at all. Give it a try. I'm not yet planing it. It's choppy. Yeah, I was really trying to fight the balance here, and it was not working out very well. Back to the drawing board.
Okay, one crash down.
And right away I just fall. It's I think the nose buried into a wave, and when the board gets a little bit of a negative angle in the water, it just shuts the motor off, so you're dead in the water right away. So at this point I have decided to just try to ride across the lake on my knees. It gives me a much lower center of gravity. It's not necessarily the most comfortable, so I'm just kneeling down like this for a long period of time, but I thought maybe I'd be able to get it up on plane. Kind of getting hammered by waves that are coming from the side as well, so trying to figure out what angle to go across the waves. It was a little challenging here. All right, at this point things are more or less working. Starting to fly over the waves, much smoother ride. It's just a lot of work, especially when your only balance is just leaning forward and backward. And some of these waves were kind of hitting me to the side and causing the board to kind of take sharp turns. So it was a little like going through a mobile field skiing. I found that putting my hands out was helpful. That was a sharp turn. I got turned sideways by a wave, but holding my hands out was helpful to keep my balance when I was on my knees. And now we're finally back in Cozy Cove, and I'm looking around. The waves are getting lower. I'm going to try to stand up again. That was close, almost bought it right there, but I managed to stay balanced and get up on plane in much calmer water. This was a very comfortable part of the trip once I was finally back in the cove and see the water just so much flatter. This feels good. Trying to bring it in for a landing here, reducing the power that was maybe high to me and back home. And I'm not any more graceful about getting off the board at the end. Okay, retrieve the board and flip it over so it doesn't scrape the bottom. And haul it out of the lake. It weighs about 90 pounds, so it's not the easiest thing to lift a 1.5 feet out of the water onto my dock.
Mission accomplished.